Good early evening on this May 8th. Not to slacken my duties, but I have my other gig I do in public service. I coach at Lawrence North, and I have a Marion County track meet at Pike. So I have got to leave by 6 o'clock to be there on time. So please bear with me. Thank you, Dee, getting all the information out. Madam Mayor, good to see you visiting us this evening. Thank you, ma'am. Real quick, thank you, Dee, for getting the minutes out to us. Everybody's had a chance to read. If there are no corrections, additions, subtractions, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
The second? Tom? Okay. Since Tom is remote, we'll do a roll call. Those in favor of accepting the minutes from April 10th, say aye.
Aye.
Ms. Taylor, Mr. Burns?
Aye.
Mr. Vest? Aye. Thank you all. A couple things here real quick on board comments, and I hadn't looked out there today yet. Eric, where are we at getting the stuff removed from Lee Road?
Dumpster was dropped about noon today, so we'll hopefully get it picked up tomorrow.
I got it. Thank you very much there. Now, was it last weekend, 2 weekends ago? How did our soccer tournament turn out? Numbers?
Over 200 teams. It was a very good tournament. I'm not aware of any issues that they had. They did a very good job cleaning up and even did their own trash pickups.
Oh my.
Appreciate that.
That's a big update on the Little League and anything. They all up and running, going, no issues?
Yeah.
Okay, good. School's going to be out in about 2.5 weeks. Have we had inquiries for summer help? How many positions do we have available?
We have 2 available. I've got a fireman's son that from Cathedral that applied, and then a gentleman picked one up today for his.
Amy Norman said that I sent her an application
Right,
too.
'cause I
Said
knew-
her son was looking for one too.
Yep, he stopped me yesterday and asked about it. Anything for Eric?
No, I just wondered, did I hear that he filled the full-time position today?
Have not yet.
Okay.
I've only had one applicant for that position. We're competing with a lot of other, even within the city, we're competing with a lot of other departments. So we'll just have to keep pounding the pavement. So if you know anybody, we'd certainly love to have them.
Okay.
Tom, you got anything to run by Eric?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow. That's too easy. Eric, what do you got for us?
Just real quickly, I want to talk about the Fiesta Lawrence, which is this Saturday from noon to 4 at Civic Plaza. Jamie, our new communication director, has been very involved in that, and we hope to have, almost 20 food vendors, and she's got over 40 vendors that'll be there that day, so quite a gathering. So
Just a caveat on that, I would be remiss when we started 2 years ago planning on an eclipse activity. And I know, Madam Mayor, when your administration came on board, and Leandra and I talked a little bit, and I go, we really don't know what to expect. It's not like the 4th of July or Christmas events that you do them so many times. You know, the chance to do an eclipse party, what?
45 years.
Well, a total eclipse over us is I'll be fertilizing somebody's yard by then. So it's not something we will have to prepare for next year. But I want to give a shout out to everybody, previous administration, and especially the new administration. When you walk into something, and we had our meetings, shout out to public safety, especially this department. It was an all hands on deck. Street department folks, it was an all hands on deck. Thank you, Mr. Brad, and the chamber participation. when you saw it, who would think 4.5 minutes would be that big a deal, but holy cow.
It was.
And they say once in a lifetime. So I want to give a shout out to the city. It's called, you've heard me say this a million times, you screwed up in reverse. The next, like Saturday's event's got to be even bigger and better. But that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. So I'm going to give a shout out. Anything else there, Eric?
Thank you. No, just to inform you, the Next Level Trail, the Fall Creek Extension grant was finally processed through the powers that be downtown, the state government.
Yes.
So we do have
Jumping.
we do have that approved.
All right.
We'll be asking for a draw on that money sometime soon to cover the RGI.
Where are we at specifically with, I call it the short trail compared to the long trail with the 63rd Street project?
Short Trail, I just spoke to the gentleman at Calumet today, John Miller. He's our project manager, and they'll start bringing equipment out after the holiday.
Okay.
We're still waiting on a couple utility movements, and he just, that way the schools are closing up,
Right.
and they
That's a good
can
point.
work on it a little easier. So sometime after the holiday, they'll be out to mobilize on that. You asked about the wind screens for the pickleball
Yeah.
courts. We picked those up. I got one installed on Monday. So we've got the 3 additional ones to get installed. But
They let me know constantly that they, any 4th of July, I don't want to wish our lives away, but it'll be the 4th of July before we know it. Any updates?
I believe Jamie is having a meeting next week to kick that off.
Okay,
So
got it.
We'll all be involved in that also.
All righty.
I know we've already had questions about parade entries, so.
Real quick, we were chatting during the previous meeting before this one this evening. Where are we at on our rentals and our income?
Budget-wise, we're doing fine. We're right at 62,000 revenue collected yet this year, so that's about 31% of our budget, so of our expected budget.
So are we ahead?
So we're right there. Pretty
Okay.
good. Yeah, we should be at 33% 4 months through the year. So.
All right.
But June and July are our biggest months.
It's insane, yep.
So.
Mr. Burns, you got anything you want to ask Eric after his comments?
No, I don't think so. Sounds good.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to new business, and once more, some of the folks don't attend Parks meeting. We get to the 99% of the time we get to do fun stuff here. Eric, we have a facility use agreement for the DFAS picnic. Kind of refresh our memory, when, what, where.
It's on June the 27th this year.
28.
June 28th. Well, it's kind of late notice. They just called us last week, but they're hoping to have their annual picnic up by the skate park. They bring the tent in. They do food trucks now.
Okay.
So in essence, we'll block off the park that day for their usage,
Okay.
and it's a good event.
Okay. Any questions on that, Ms. Helen? No. Mr. Burns, any question for Eric with DFAS agreement?
Nope.
All right. I would entertain a motion, enter into agreement between the City of Lawrence Parks Department and DFAS for their annual picnic.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Ms. Taylor? Well, all those in favor, we got to do roll call.
Aye.
Mr. Burns?
Aye.
Mr. Vest? Aye. All right. The next one up, Eric, the Central Indiana Community Foundation Project commitment for the Fall Creek Extension.
So we did receive a letter, so I'd ask for you today to accept that letter as their commitment. So it's just a little over $1.2
1.5, real quick, says Central Indiana Community Foundation is submitting this commitment letter in care of the City of Lawrence Parks and Recreation on behalf of its Fall Creek Trail project with a financial commitment of $1.5 million in change in matching funds. CICF agrees to disperse designated funds for direct payment of invoices generated by contractors and approved by the City of Lawrence in writing in service of the project. Just for clarification on that part, is that the council or the Parks Board that will approve?
It's actually the city engineer or whoever,
Okay, good.
whoever approves the.
I just didn't know how we would need to possibly have a special meeting. All right. Well, once more, I would entertain a motion accepting the Central Indiana Community Foundation's letter of support with a financial commitment of $1.5 million towards the Fall Creek Trail extension.
So moved.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Second. Ms. Taylor?
Aye.
Mr. Burns?
Aye.
Mr. Vest, aye. I think this is exciting. Those two trails, once more the city continuing its festivals, remembrances, ceremonies, giving that, I look forward to the Saturday event. As people have heard me say before, Lawrence is a large pizza with everything on it. I mean, we've got all flavors here in this community. And these two trail projects and our events, it is a coming together for the city. Last, on our new business, I'm going to call Ms. Nazur up here.
Good evening, Parks Board. Thanks for your service. So, Liz Mazur, 6203 Carrington Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana. And I sent an email to Mr. Vest and Mr. Martin this morning about some things that connect with the Parks Department. And the first one is mowing strips at the native pollinator plantings, because we've talked about in the past the 4 parks. You've been very cutting edge about mowing strips in the fall and then mowing the other strips in the spring, and that's beneficial to pollinators that overwinter in the stems of plants, and so not to cut down those plants until those insects, which are very important for various reasons, which I will not go into, so the parks have been doing that. And I do want to let you know that Eric or Mr. Martin, whenever he can, feel free to do those strips. If you could, I would love to come along when you do it and, be a nosy Parker Bossy Boots. So, but I do want to tell you the Veterans Park, the one that's closest to Pendleton Pike, I was out there today pulling up Canada thistle, and while I was pulling up the Canada thistle that was in that section, I just tidied it up. So I think that one, you don't have to mow the strips.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
All right.
There's, without a lot of brush or, since it wasn't that mature last year, I don't know, but
Oh, and I do want to let you know that the Rattlesnake Master's coming up there. There's milkweed in there. The foxglove beard tongue is coming in great. The coneflowers are starting. So it's looking good. So,
It doesn't hurt.
yeah. So
Got a ton of rain, so that doesn't hurt.
yeah, it really helps. So, and then, so I try and kind of check on all the different parks and keep an eye on them. Now, the second thing that is that there is a lot of Canada thistle over on that Pheasants Forever trail, and if we can keep that mowed so it doesn't bloom, that is really important.
Now, real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know we don't want to mow our when you say mow it down, where is it located? So is it within the pheasant?
It is, yeah.
On
And
the
that,
trail.
Oh, okay.
unfortunate with that plot, it's been in so long, I think we've lost a lot of the natives that are in there, I think.
We have a lot that are still
Still
in
there.
there, but
So, but if you keep the Canadian thistles mowed down before they bloom,
Okay, got it.
gotta keep them from spreading and
Yeah.
expanding. So,
Got it.
and just to know that we are noxious weeds ordinance for the city of Lawrence, we, the Parks Department, do
Right.
not want to be in
Yeah, I was going to say,
violation
you
of
got to lead by
our own
example.
noxious weeds ordinance, and Canada thistle is truly noxious. So, and then Mr. Martin and Mr. Vess, we need to get a meeting when you can about the low mow areas and where we want to install those and introduce them to the public and put up some postings so that people will go, cool, Lawrence is starting this really neat trend, and do some publicity about it. And
And you guys said it. I'm a morning person.
Okay, so we can do that.
Earlier the better.
And then this is something that I have been in communication with Brooke Alford, who's the Purdue Extension Urban Agriculture and Natural Resources Educator. And not to meddle, but I am meddling,
Not to
I
meddle.
admit. We all want things change, what are best practices, and I'm thinking that perhaps it might be an option for Brooke Alford to do a little hour seminar or go out in the field and explain what has changed in landscaping in the past 20 years and give us, everyone, kind of an update on what are best practices. And just, I know you have some new people coming in, the summer interns and stuff like that, and just, continuing education. So that,
May not be a bad idea, not exclusive to City of Lawrence employees or board members. Maybe invite some, because the last two editions of the Star has been very good. Last three. 3 weeks ago, it dealt with planting your own pollinator garden and native growth and all of that. So maybe throw a stick out to the public if they would like to go to the field. I probably am maybe wrong here, but maybe the Gin Park site would be at our biggest where we could do something like that.
oh, well, Lee Road has got quite a,
Yeah, that's true. So I'd like to see, let's, invite the public, see what kind of
maybe
interest.
Department of Public Works.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I am just kind of throwing that out to introduce that concept. So that is all I have for you. Are there any questions for me?
No, but real quick comment talking about Lawrence was the first municipality to have curbside recycling and way back when. And this undertaking, I just did, it's a long time between when we started curbside recycling and to the pollinator, but I think those are very positives to build on.
And I'm sorry, I was just talking with Renee Raffaella, and through the stormwater, and the city of Indianapolis, they're doing some wonderful things when it comes to what to do with landscaping, and it's really exciting and getting involved with that. So
I look forward to the Purdue guy. Unfortunately, he's Purdue. I won't hold that against him. Selfishly, I'd like to get some tips on.
yeah.
So
So thank you for
Thank
your
you, ma'am.
time, and thanks for the rain.
oh, yes, thank you. Public comment? Anybody want to come up and share? Anyone? Won't bite. I've done this. All right, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Burns? I think he might have left us. No?
One more thing, the Monarch City sign is up, so everyone take a look at that.
I like that. I
Got
saw
that up? Yeah, it is.
Really nice.
Once more, didn't know what the heck it would be, so, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that being said, Mr. Burns, I'm going to adjourn so I can go to the northwest side of the county.
All right.